Welcome to today's Zoom session with Craig. Today, I want to talk about everyone's favorite topic and question they like to ask us about, and that is scholarships. So, what can you do to try to help lower that gap between the aid that you've been offered and that bill that you're going to need to pay here coming up real soon? So, here we are at our website, psu.edu. If we go up here and hover over the Cost and Aid tab, underneath the left column, underneath how aid works and types of aid, we can click on scholarships. Lots of information here on this page. So just some general information at the top, but the most important thing to understand is that all aid, including scholarships that's offered through our office, is tied directly to your FAFSA. So you're only going to be awarded aid that you're eligible for based upon need as determined by your Student Aid Index or SAI on the FAFSA. So what happens if you're one of those, multiple students that find yourself not really with enough need to qualify for any grants or scholarships from Penn State? What can you do? And that's what we're going to show you. Good news is Penn State's a huge place. We have lots of things available. You just have to know where to look. So here on this page, if we scroll down, the first three scholarships that you're going to see specific are undergraduate admission scholarships. The Penn State Commonwealth Award is only for students from Pennsylvania who are attending one of our Commonwealth campuses, not University Park. The Penn State Discover Award is also for the Commonwealth campuses, but for students that are from out of state attending a Commonwealth campus. The Penn State Provost Award is an admissions award that we don't really even know what the eligibility requirements are. It's done through admissions, but we do know there is no application. Students are automatically considered, and it's very competitive and it's very limited in number of scholarships that they have available. Okay, so just wanted to kind of touch base on those three. If we scroll down here just a little further, you're going to see this nice chart that says scholarship opportunities for all students. So first off, again, if you take a look through the ones that are awarded by our office, as I said earlier, they're all tied directly to the FAFSA and based upon need. It does give you some more details and information, so you're welcome to take a look down through those if you'd like. And one thing that we want to point out is that even our National Merit Scholarship finalists, we only have 5 awards that we give, and we have tons of National Merit finalists that apply every year, and each one only gets $2,000. So that gives you kind of an idea of the competitiveness and the limited funding that we have at especially University Park. Okay, if we close that tab, next, we have some institutional scholarships that are managed by our office. These are very specific eligibility. So you have to live in a certain county for this first one. You have to have a parent that works at Penn State. So a lot of these, most students are not going to qualify for, but it's always worth taking a look. But I did want to point out that the deadline for the application for most of these is either in April or in May. So we'd be past the deadline for those now, but it is something to kind of keep in mind for future years. Okay. Next, we come to the academic college scholarships, and this is very important. Okay, number one, our college scholarships only range from about $700 to $4,000. We don't see huge amounts like you might see at other schools. Okay, we do have 13 different academic colleges, and as you can see from the chart here, the process is completely different for almost every college. So this is where your merit-only money comes from. So most of these scholarships, some do have a need-based component, but a lot of them are not need-based, so they're just solely merit-based. I will say that in general, our academic colleges tend to use a retention reward model. So what that means is they like to see people here improve themselves for a year or two, and then they award on the back end. So your chances at scholarships through your academic college is going to significantly increase, but not until year 3. Once you get to year 3, about 1 out of 4 students typically has some type of scholarship through their academic college. Okay, but this at least has the contact information and the process for you, so that way you know whether you need to apply every year or not. And again, it does vary from college to college. Okay, we'll close that one. Next would be campus scholarships. If you're one of those students going to one of the Commonwealth campuses, I will tell you this, your chance at scholarships year 1 is infinitely higher at a campus than it is at University Park. But in most cases, they do not have any kind of a deadline for applications, the exception being World Campus. Okay, but all that information is kind of found there for you. Last would be the most active and the best resource, especially for students at University Park for basically years 1 and 2. And these are outside or what we call external scholarships. So here's a list of some community resources. If there's any of these things that you have not thought of back home and explored yet, we definitely encourage you to do that. One thing I'll point out would be the employers, especially for not only the student, but also a parent. A lot of times employers of parents have either tuition or scholarship programs that people aren't even aware of. So if you don't ask, you don't know what may be available. So definitely reach out there. Okay, but what we do is we post outside scholarships that are vetted through our office all year long. We average about 1 or 2 new ones each and every single week, and we post them directly on our Instagram and Twitter page. So if students follow us on those pages, there's always outside scholarships that you can apply to. Many of those are available to high school students now. So if you're watching this now and you're not coming until next fall or even the year after, a lot of times you can start applying to these early. So take advantage of those and try to look through it maybe once a month, once every couple months, and apply. Okay, if you want to even find more outside scholarships to search for, here we have 4 nice search engines: FastWeb, the College Board, U.S. Department of Labor, and Unigo. FastWeb, probably one of our favorites, because if the student creates the account and sets it up, FastWeb will actually send scholarship applications to them to apply to. So it's a nice resource, and it saves you a little bit of time and energy on looking for things you're on your own. Okay, if we keep scrolling down, you're going to see 2 more specific scholarships. And both of these scholarships do have applications. One is called Complete Penn State. In order to apply to Complete Penn State, you must be within 30 credits of graduating. And there are some other eligibility requirements that you can see if you visit the page. So once you get down to your final year, you can certainly visit that and see if you might be able to apply. The Summer Success Scholarship also has an application. This year, the deadline was April 18th. And in order to be able to apply to this one, you have to be taking summer classes because you've fallen behind in credits to stay on track for graduation. You can't apply just because you feel like taking summer credits. It's only if you're trying to stay on track for graduation. Okay, so again, deadline this year, April 18th. It's always around the middle of April. So if you are taking classes some summer to get back on track to graduate, definitely make sure you apply for that Summer Success Scholarship. Funding is pretty limited. Just because you apply, you're not guaranteed, but it typically is a $2,000 scholarship to help you pay for those summer courses. Okay, last and certainly not least, Penn State is a huge place. We have tons of administrative units that all have offices located within each one, and they all have scholarships that students can apply to. So here are 9 of our most common ones. For example, if you decide to study abroad while you're at Penn State, a lot of students can apply for scholarships through the Education Abroad office and get that experience paid for, or at least partly paid for. The 2 offices that I would suggest that students start with would be Educational Equity and Student Affairs. Almost everybody can find some type of scholarship to apply to through those 2 offices. But again, some of these are very specific, but take a look at them. If you think you meet the qualifications, or you might find something in there somewhere that you can apply to, it doesn't hurt. These ones here are ones that you cannot apply until you definitely have come to campus and you're starting. These ones apply pretty much specifically to University Park, although a lot of our Commonwealth campuses do have similar offices or units there. We just suggest that you reach out directly to staff at the campus so that way they can best direct you. All right, I hope that helps you with your scholarship search. There's some other general information down here at the bottom for you and some frequently asked questions. Again, we're always here and available, so feel free to give us a call, set up a virtual appointment, or stop in and see us. We'll be more than glad to help walk you through the process. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, we are Penn State Office of Student Aid.